Assalamu alaikum, Abdul Rakib. Thanks for coming on to share a bit of your experiences. Abdul Rakib, so the first thing I wanted to ask you is, alhamdulillah, you've come to the end of your VISTA program. So before you even joined, like, what were you, you're a busy A-level teacher, mashallah. So do you want to just summarize what was your situation before you joined and why were you looking into, productivity, time management coaching?
Right, so before I joined, I had all these visions, but the vision was a bit clouded. So I wanted to do something, but work kind of came in the middle of it. And every time I tried to reach out to my goals and my dream, work was kind of a boundary. It was kind of obstacle for me. Then after I thought, you know what, I need a bit of guidance, someone to kind of assist me, to show me that things can occur and they can occur in a shorter time than I planned. So initially I thought, look, one day I'll start something. It was just a one day, but now I know that it can be today. That day I could start something.
That's amazing. I remember that first conversation, and so I mean, just to be clear, so you're a science teacher, right? A-level science teacher,
full-time. Yeah, and science teacher, A-level chemistry, and also in charge of enrichment.
Right, but then you had an entrepreneurial dream. So what was the kind of entrepreneurial dream you had? And what was the time frame? You remember what you thought was the time frame to kind of actualize that?
I always wanted to be a coach, a trainer, and I had a time frame in my head of at least 5 years.
Right, alhamdulillah. So that was amazing when we first got on that conversation, and I helped you realize that actually it doesn't need to take 5 years, but 5 months, and then alhamdulillah, coming on VISTA, you've now started that journey. So let's talk about VISTA. What would you say has been like some of the skills you've learned from VISTA? What are some of the kind of beneficial time management tools and techniques and strategies which have really helped you on your through your VISTA time mastery kind of?
What the VISTA program allowed me to do is declutter. Yeah, you have all these things. Some are important, some are important but less important, some are urgent, some are not urgent. So what VISTA allowed me to do is put everything into different compartments. Do you understand? And then deal with it accordingly. So all my immediate stuff, all the long-term stuff, all the different, it just allowed me to put them into different cabinets and allowed me to declutter my life. So I know exactly what to do, when to do it. Because sometimes what happened, I sometimes call it big cake, small cake. Yeah, sometimes some people eat too much of the small cake and then they have indigestion. They then forget the big cake, which is the big dreams. So what this VISTA allowed me to do is put my big dream and the small things on two different sides. So I know what to give my energy and my effort to.
Fantastic. That's fantastic. And what would you say are some of your main accomplishments you're really proud of having come to the end of VISTA?
For me, part of everything is just that realization it can be done. Do you understand? Before you feel, oh, you can't do it. But then you just try and push everything to the side. And what VISTA does, gives you that clarity and it puts your dream in front of you. Yeah. And it also, just recently I read an article about these ladies and CEO, and they said that the problem with these lady CEOs or female was that they're perfectionists. Do you understand? And that pursuit of perfection prevented them from getting their dreams. And I think this is the same problem I had. I always wanted perfection and it kind of hindered my progress, do you understand? So now what this VISTA made me realize that you start and then you make progress towards perfection rather than getting perfection first, which then creates a big procrastination thing in your head that, oh, I can't do it so good, therefore I'm not going to do it. Do you understand?
That's right. And if you didn't, I mean, alhamdulillah, you now have, alhamdulillah, you showed me today, you've got your first course ready now. It's more or less ready to market, and alhamdulillah, it's looking great. If you hadn't gone on VISTA, how long do you think it would have taken you to get to that point?
That realization would have been there. So Allah knows how long. You understand? I never even had that realization because most of these tools that these PowerPoint that you've seen is actually I'm regurgitating from things that I've had. You understand? So the skills have been there, but the mindset that I can achieve it is not been there. So I think that this allowed me to achieve that mindset, that growth mindset that I can do it.
Fantastic. That is great. And what would you say to someone who's kind of on the fence? Maybe they're watching this and maybe they're like you, maybe they've got a dream as well. It might be an entrepreneurial dream, it might be a promotion dream. And they're thinking, well, should I invest in something like VISTA? It's a lot of money, but I've not done anything like this before, and it seems like it's going to help me. What would you say to someone on the fence like that?
For me, this word, this what do you call it? CPD, continual professional development, we could say. And the thing that VISTA, you're not investing in VISTA. For me, I was investing in myself. Yeah. So I thought I'm investing in people investing in land, people investing, but for me, the biggest asset is myself. Yeah. So I saw VISTA, the investment on myself. So the money was tough, you know, it's tough to swallow, but the motivation and the urgency I got from doing the VISTA, I think money can't really buy.
MashaAllah. That's a really good way to put it. And I think that's a really great message for people listening to that. You know, it's how much do you value yourself? Right?
Yes, yes.
And are you worth that much for your dreams? So
Yes, yes.
it's fantastic. So really, so what's the future looking for you? Like in terms of now that you've gone onto the road of your dreams, what's the future looking like for you? What are your aims and goals now in terms of your course creation and becoming a coach?
What is made me a bit more brave, do you understand? Of coming out of my comfort zone, whether I'm going to be a coach or not, but now my heart is more willing to try different things. Do you understand? I'm ready to dip into different things, and whether it's going to go successful or not failure, that fear is kind of gone. So I know that that fear, that barrier that stopped me, that barrier is gone. So whether I'm going to be a coach or not, I'm really looking forward to the future. But I know I'm going to try different things, and the right thing will come to me more faster than if I didn't do the VISTA.
That's brilliant, and that's the mindset of entrepreneur. I think you're officially you've joined the ranks, mashallah. So it's been really a pleasure talking to Abdul Rakib. Jazakallah khair for your time, and I pray that Allah may continue to give you tawfiq and success in your endeavors.
Jazakallah khairan.